Question now from the audience, sir. If you'd like to just state your name, the company you're with, and address it to whom you'd like.
Yes, my name is Murray Jans, and my company is M.A. Jans Associates, and I specialize in Canada-India investments, mostly in the automotive, plastics, and construction sector. And my question is open, really. It's looking for advice, because there's no central repository of information on companies that are for sale or looking for joint ventures here. You have to develop your own networks. I have clients in India that have acquisition budgets of $400, $200 million. India's automotive sector has been doing quite well until recently, as everybody else. But they still have funds, and they're very, as they say, acquisitive. They're looking for opportunities in North America. So if you were me, what would be the best way to get the message out about these fantastic companies that have, in fact, all these qualities of investment there, but they're looking to build their business in North America through either acquisition or a joint venture?
So you would be, your job, just for the audience and myself, is getting it straight, is you were basically representing these companies and you'd like to somehow market them over here?
Correct.
Okay.
But it's not their product.
It's not their...
If they're looking for companies.
Oh, so they're looking for other...
They want footprints in North America to supply the North American industry. That's their goal.
Okay. Let me go first, maybe. You know what? And this would be a promotional... maybe I'll go with Andrew, because on that deal, I know not to put anybody on the spot here. What would someone, to get the access and for that type of relationship, would an organization such as yours facilitate that, or would they put someone in the right direction, another direction?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that our organization would facilitate something like that. I mean, I think there are a number of associations that might be useful to you. You know, a couple that spring to mind, which I'm sure you may have already thought of, would be organizations like the Toronto Board of Trade, which has a number of organizations who would be member organizations who would be looking for relationships like that. Also, in a North American context, the Association for Corporate Growth, which has a pretty active and large chapter here in Toronto, has both financial and intermediaries, but it also has member organizations, companies that are constantly looking for partners as well as financing. So you'd have sort of both sides of the coin there. So those are two organizations that you might look at in terms of sources for both company names and intermediaries that might be able to help you out.
Well, there were a couple of questions about some of the SMEs here. One mid-market about whether or not they should go IPO or take an M&A and be acquired. Would they still go to organizations like yours, Colin maybe, or even the bank? Would you help them facilitate to find someone that would take them out?
No, I mean, no, not really. That's outside of my range.
Yep.
I mean, to answer the question too, it's a good question. I don't know where you go to look for companies to acquire. I don't know where you go in Canada to find possible targets. I mean, I think some of the banks might be helpful there. But yeah, it's out of my range, really.
Grant?
This is a classic networking example. I mean, a couple of things that come right to mind. At the moment, there is an awful lot of different events that are going on between China, India, and Canada. Certainly to follow up on those. And, I get this kind of request all the time. You meet somebody, I'm looking for this type of business. And it's partly, truly, of talking to people about what you're looking to. I agree with the Board of Trade, but places I tend to always go when, it's an M&A is go talk to the tax guys at the big accounting firms, because they tend to know who's buying and who's selling and who's looking for tax losses and vice versa. Also, some of the big national law firms, also great sources of thoughts and ideas. It's a fair amount of legwork to talk to people. Again, I would be looking at the Bio-Auto Council, who's lots of new companies there. They're investing in things certainly around the auto industry, plastics industry. Those are some of the places that I would be certainly looking to go network and talk to the executive directors about what you're looking for and, best way to find out.
I know Industry Canada has a site, Strategist, where you could register and foreign companies can come on and look at various levels of mine that. But again, not so much perhaps on the M&A side.